right, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald, Brave Haven Media. We're glad you're with us here tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about some very important things, and we're going to talk more about some emergency preparedness. That's the theme for Hot Topics, is emergency preparedness, whether it's fire prevention, police safety prevention, emergency preparedness, any of those kind of things are very important to us. You'll notice we've got our phone number up there, 800-716-9841. That's for you to call in. Tonight we are going to give away some smoke detectors. So there's the smoke detectors that we're going to give away. I'm going to give away 4 of them tonight, and we'll give a few away here and there. But if you want one of those smoke detectors, please give us a call at 800-716-9841, and we'll get one in your hands. All right. As the fire marshal for West Valley City, one of my responsibilities is emergency management, emergency preparedness. We have a CERT group out there that's doing a great job. We have the Citizens Corps. We have neighborhood watches. We have all kinds of things going on in the community, and I just want to make sure that our community is safe and that our people are prepared. Our theme in fire prevention and for the fire department in 2010 is this. It's be safe and be ready. We want everybody in the community to be safe and be ready in the event of an emergency. So tonight we're going to talk just briefly about 2 programs that I think are very, very important and will help in the event of an emergency, particularly a medical emergency. That's kind of what we're focusing on tonight. Excuse me. The first thing I want to talk about is a program called ICE, I-C-E. Now, that is not the kind of ice that's in my beverage cup here. That's not the kind of ice that you're going to see form on the lakes in the wintertime where you can cut a hole and go ice fishing. It's not the type of ice that forms a icicle and Ralphie shoots his eye out and blames the icicle for it. Not that kind of ice at all. This ice stands for in case of emergency. ICE, in case of emergency. And this program is very simple. This program was started by a British soldier who was serving in the Falkland Islands. At least this is what my research has told me, is that's where it came from several years ago. And they were having a hard time getting a hold of people when someone was hurt or injured. And so he made this program where you take your emergency contacts, people that in case you're hurt, in case you can't communicate, you put in your phone, in the address book, in your phone book, the word ICE and then the number of the person that you want us to call. And if you have more than one person that you want us to call, then it would be ICE 1 and that person's number, ICE 2, then that person's number, ICE 3, then that person's number, and so on. And just kind of rank them in the way that you would like us to call them. And that allows us, when we get on scene, we can take your cell phone, look at that, and see the ICE numbers and make those contacts for you, especially if you can't make those contacts. We can let those people know what's going on, what hospital you might be going to, or any relevant information that might be in there. So that is ICE in a nutshell. It's a great little program, and it works very well. More and more people need to do this, and we just need to be practicing it. So that's one of the programs that we want to talk about tonight is ICE. And so we've talked about that. The next one is such a critical, important program. And it's important for my first responders, my paramedics, my EMTs, my ambulance, fire guys, and all those people who respond. This is important, and it makes their job so much easier, and it'll make things easier for you also. And that program is a program called the Vial of Life. Now, the Vial of Life is simply this little jar. Now, you said, well, what? How can this little jar make any kind of an impact or any kind of a difference in an emergency? Well, let me explain it to you. The Vial of Life is a simple program that it was brought to us by West Valley City, the Citizen Corps, and also Pioneer Valley Hospital. What we are asking people to do is to come to fire prevention, pick up one of these vials, or you can go to the public relations at City Hall and pick up one of these vials. The public relations office is upstairs, and the Fire prevention office is downstairs. So if you come into City Hall and you want to go up this flight of stairs, do that. If you want to go downstairs, come down and see us. And either place is great. We will give you one of these vials of life, and we'll go over the program again with you. But I just want to go over briefly what this program is and how simple it is and how important it is. And it's just a wonderful, simple thing. It's so simple that you sit there and go, holy crud, how come I didn't think of this sooner? The vial of life is this. You come pick up this paper, this vial, and with that you'll pick up this piece of paper. Now this piece of paper is a very simple piece of paper. It just has some basic information that you need to fill out on the front, and on the back there's some lines there in case you have more detailed information that you would like to include for those first responders. On the front there are simple things like your name and your address, emergency contact, who you'd like us to call in emergency, your physician's name, your pharmacy name, the hospital that you prefer to go to, and perhaps any health insurance information that you'd like to include on there. Very helpful in the event that you can't verbalize or communicate that to us. Great information for us to have. It's all right there, and you can fill it out now when there's no emergency, and you don't have to sit there and think about things. You can just do it. Below that first section is a brief medical history where you can answer questions like, yeah, I have diabetes, I have heart disease, whatever it might be. And then below that is a place for you to list your medications. And that's the beauty of this, is you can do this and have that medication bottle right in front of you and be able to spell it out. And that's one of the things that's very difficult in an emergency situation, because a lot of the medications, a lot of the prescriptions that people get nowadays will have very similar sounding names, and yet one or two letters can make a huge difference in the conditions that they treat. And so that's very important that that information is on there. There's also other emergency information that you can include on there, such as allergies, those kind of things that would be pertinent for a medical responder to have and to understand. The other thing that's nice about this is we can take this vial and we can take that with you to the hospital, and then the hospital has this vital information for you. The only problem with that is make sure when you get out of the hospital that you pick that stuff up and you take it back with you, and then make sure that it's updated. It's a very, very simple program. Now you say, well, okay, so I take that piece of paper, I fill it out, I fold it up, and I put it in the vial of life. It's really that simple. But you need to do this for each person that lives in your home. So if you're all alone, this is a great program and a great thing, because then you don't have to worry about communicating those things for us. If you've got a lot of people in the home, it's important that each person fill one of these out and put it in this container. Now, once that's done, what do you do with this container? Simply this. You take this container with this label side out and you put it in the refrigerator on a shelf so that it's easily seen. And you're going to say, well, okay, but I'm not quite sure I want the fire guys, when they get there, to be going through my refrigerator. You know, it would look kind of strange for us to do that. What we've included also is this magnet. Now, this magnet you just place on the outside of your refrigerator, and that is the clue for us to tell us that, you know what, this person is participating in the Vial of Life program, and inside the fridge on a shelf, we will find this vial, which will have that vital information so that we can pass that along to the follow-up healthcare providers and have that critical information. You know, in an emergency situation, if you're under a lot of stress, you may not remember important things. That's another reason that this program is just so important. It's a simple thing. Fill it out, put it in the jar, put it in the fridge, put the magnet on the fridge, and you're done. Well, I say you're done, but now I'm going to remind you of one other thing. As life goes on and time goes on, a lot of times our medical condition changes. We might have changes in our prescriptions. We may have changes in the conditions. Those kind of things need to be updated. And what we would ask you to do, instead of crossing things out and writing new stuff in, just come and get another one of these pieces of paper and fill it out. We'll even give you some extras at the time you come in, so you'll have a few spares on hand. You can fill that out, and then you discard the old one. You just throw it away and get rid of it. That's a simple program. Now you think, well, why should I participate in the Vial of Life program? So let me just bring up a few key points. First off, it's free. It's absolutely free for you to come and get this Vial of Life and fill it out. All you have to do is invest the time. Secondly, it'll provide information that you may not be able to share in an emergency situation. The responders will have some very key and vital information that they'll be able to make sure you get the best treatment and the best possible outcome for you and your loved ones. Next, it's easy. It's really easy to fill this out, to sit there and take the time to write it down and fill it out and put it in the fridge. It's an easy thing. The bottom line is the Vial of Life truly may save your life. It may make the difference in a true medical emergency. So there you have it. That's the Vial of Life. That is ICE. The two programs kind of go hand in hand. They help responders, help you. Now, I just want to remind everybody out there, think about things and be prepared. If you're prepared, there's a lot less fear involved in an emergency. If you take the time to fill these simple things out, if you take the time to talk about these things with your family, you will find that you will have less fear and you will be better prepared in an emergency situation. This is Bob Fitzgerald, Fire Marshal for West Valley City. I want to again thank you for joining us tonight. I hope everybody out there is well and safe. And remember, be safe and be ready. I look forward to seeing you out in the community. Good night and God bless everybody.